This here is a putt just a little outside of 8 feet. The average pro on tour will make this putt only 50% of the time. My goal for you is to make this putt. I want you to be disappointed if you miss this putt. But if you are as good as the average pro, or if you become as good as the average pro, you're going to miss this half the time. If the pros are only making this 50% of the time, they're certainly not making this putt very often, the long putt. There is a difference between the short putt and the long putt. The goal of a short putt is to make it. The long putt has a different goal. The objective of this putt is not to make it. That's an unreasonable expectation. You're only going to make this less than 5% of the time. The pros are only going to make this less than 5% of the time. The object of this putt is not to three putt. You want to make sure your first putt stops close enough to the hole that the next putt is easy to make. Now there are 4 skills in putting. Skill number 1 is reading the green. Skill number 1 is selecting the target. So as I look at this, I'm trying to decide which way it's going to break. Some people are really good at reading the green. They do it perfectly. They make a really good judgment of how it's going to break. And let's say that they say, oh, I think it's going to break 2 feet to the left, and therefore I'm going to aim 2 feet to the right. So they've selected their target. The difference, though, between a good read and a bad read is not feet, it's inches. Misreading the green is not going to prevent you from stopping this close to the hole. Misreading greens is not going to cause you to three putt as much as the other skills. The second skill in putting, once you've established what you're going to aim at, is how well do you aim the blade at your chosen target. Some people do it really well. I mean, they've got that lined up perfectly. Some people think they have it lined up perfectly, but in reality, it's a little bit left or a little bit right of what they think. Again, though, they don't misalign this putter by 6 feet. They might misalign it 6 inches, 12 inches. But it's not going to be enough to cause you to not stop it close to the hole. That second skill in putting is not what causes your three putts. The third skill in putting is to swing the putter along the chosen path that you want. You want to start the ball on the line you chose. Some people have a perfect stroke. They always start the ball on line. Others, they might pull it a little bit and it goes a little bit left, or they might push it a little bit and it goes a little bit right. But typically they don't pull it 6 feet to the left or push it 6 feet to the right. It's usually inches, not feet. Again, that third skill in putting is not what's causing you to three putt. The fourth skill is hitting the ball with the exact pace you want, hitting it at the right speed. You can master those first 3 skills, but if you're lousy at speed control, you're going to three putt all the time. But if you master that 4th skill, you'll hardly ever three putt. Even if you're only average at the first 3 skills. Speed control is the most important skill in putting. It should be practiced the most often.